It is true that when Jesus was arrested, one of the disciples fled naked from the scene. Yes, it is mentioned word for word, verbatim in Scripture. And what is told there is something that should touch us all. The name of the apostle who fled naked has not been given by delicacy. We don't know who it is, but no matter, they all fled except John, who at the time had been a teenager and who therefore perhaps could approach without endangering his life to any extent, while those who were older and had beards, being adults, may well be arrested, and they knew so, and may even also be crucified next. Jesus accompanies this with a phrase, "They will strike the shepherds, and the sheep shall be dispersed." So on the day many of them fled, and mostly the men. When the Christians of today think about what happened, and many says to themselves, we could have stayed if we had been there that day. The women, whoever did remain nearby, they were present at the foot of the cross. Why shouldn't we have stayed? The truth is not apparently that simple. This is what is within man, and we can see it clearly with Peter. Peter, who had been present in a circumstance where he wants to defend his Lord, is brave. He takes the sword, and he would have been prepared to die in the battle for his master. And then when Jesus tells him to put back his sword, all of a sudden his courage flees him. And even in the front of a little servant, he denied knowing Jesus 3 times. This is the same Peter. We have seen a similar circumstance in the combatants during the First World War of 1916. Today is about 100 years from the beginning of the battle. Some soldiers decorated for heroism during the Battle of Verdun, who charged their men with the bayonets headlong at the enemy, were shot in 1917 during General Nivelle because they refused to return into battle, sometimes out of cowardice, and sometimes out of determination because it was stupid. This is a similar circumstance. So we don't know for sure what we will do. It all depends upon the circumstances. A man in such of circumstances may not think and give his life to save someone, and in other circumstances, because he has had a few seconds to consider the danger and does nothing. The human being is weak, and we must regard this disciple who fled naked as being one of ourselves, having arrived with this idea before Christ at the hour of death, and then we may not be condemned.